Okay. I think I'm live. Live video is starting. Let's see. Let's see. Live video is starting. Oh no, and we lost our Binky. We need our helper. Okay. Helper. There we go. It's time for our big debut. Here, go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, you got it. Okay, everybody. So we are live. I wanted to bring her on a little bit early because yeah, you just never know with a child. Key frame rate too low, recommended. Okay, a lower quality stream. All right, it is what it is. So we're here together, and I wanted to introduce my little girl to everybody. So here she is, Miss Lindsay girl, and we have Daddy Eric in the background who's gonna take her. So we've been burping and tooting and all the things already before we got on today, huh? Yeah. So this is life with a newborn baby. I know so many of you are moms, and I'll be honest with you, March. You know how they say March Madness for for basketball. It was definitely March Madness for us because having a newborn was definitely challenging in many ways, but also so rewarding. So anyway, yeah, it just a lot of challenges in the beginning with sleep and just mentally feeling exhausted. But I am just so grateful to be back today and to officially introduce you all to her. So whether you're watching the replay or you're here live, oh, we lost the Binky again. That happens like every time, pretty much all day. Um, there we go. Good girl. There we go. Like I said, I wanted to come on a little bit early because you just never know if she's going to go to the bathroom or who knows what. But anyway, today we're going to be, I am going to be actually teaching. I'll have Eric take her in a minute here. But just wanted you guys to see her. We got a pretty little outfit. She's already wearing like 3-month-old outfits. I can't believe it. The newborn doesn't even fit her anymore. She's about 10 pounds now. Healthy baby. You know, I had a really easy delivery. My OB tells me not to say this, but I pushed her out in about 15 minutes. So it was extremely just easy. And, you know, I got really lucky with that because I know a lot of people have gone into labor and had to push for like hours and hours. But the nurse woke me up and she's like, "Yeah, you're 10 centimeters dilated." So, yeah, I pushed and we were actually all laughing in the room. Eric was there, my mom, and I think about 6 nurses, and they were trying to teach me how to like hold my breath and push. And I don't know why. I guess they were like cheering me on and like, yeah, you got it. So I started like cracking up. So I was actually laughing during like giving birth to her. So, you know, that's kind of a probably a rare occasion, but we had a good time, huh? Mommy had an epidural, so we were not in pain. So anyway, yeah, here is my little girl. She's probably gonna take a nap here. Look, the eyes are closing already. She's like, "Yeah, I'm done." And this light is bright, so I'm gonna give her to Eric, and then we will start our Facebook Live. Hopefully, the sound is working. Haven't even checked. There you go. Have fun. You go have fun with Daddy. Okay. All right, there we go. I am just making sure. Perfect. Can you guys hear me? Making sure that you can hear me here. I have not done a Facebook Live on. I usually use Ecamm Live, but today I'm just using my regular Facebook. So hopefully you guys can hear me, see me. Please let me know in the comments so that I know what's going on. Okay. Let me just expand video. There we go. And all right, so let's get started. Whew. Okay, so I am so excited to be back. It has been, like I said, just kind of a crazy 6 weeks. Yeah, we're going into our 6th week with her, and it was hard. You know, really hard to kind of take a step back from my business to kind of feel like I was pulled in these two different directions, right? Like being a full-time entrepreneur and like having things scheduled and kind of like taking a step back to be a full-time mommy, which as those of you who have kids, you know what's up with that. Especially being a first time mom, I think had a lot of challenges just even mentally. I go more towards like my nervous system goes more towards anxiety. So I definitely had, and I'm still kind of moving through some of those periods where my nervous system wants to go into kind of more of that anxiety, that fight energy to find safety, right? Because we typically go to fight, flight, freeze, or shut down. And so that's what I've been dealing with. And luckily, I have such a supportive husband. He has off for 8 weeks. And yeah, just able to, get some support from, family, friends, neighbors, all of that, even you guys here in the community. So I am just going to double check that you can actually hear me before I get started here. So, because I don't want to keep talking if you can't. Okay, perfect. You and there's people on with me. Guys, don't be shy. Write in the comments so I know you can hear me. Okay. So, anyway, just wanted to give you a quick update. I am going to be coming back to work full time. Yes, perfect. Kaylin, thank you. Okay, cool. I'm going to be coming back and taking on clients. I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the live. I have a really exciting opportunity. I'm going to be taking on one-on-one clients. I know so many of you had asked even before I went on maternity leave. You're like, I want to work with you. Please let me know as soon as you're back. So I am officially going to be slowly coming back and officially being back at the end of the month. So I will be taking on new one-on-one clients and yeah, starting to come back. But today, you guys know I'm so intuitive and I always kind of tap into, okay, what is the next teaching or thing that my community might want to hear, and so the thing that came through, and it always comes through in like the shower or like in a meditation when I'm relaxed, the thing that was coming through was to talk about becoming an energetic match. And I know that so many of you are healers, entrepreneurs that are wanting to scale profitable businesses and also really feel that sense of fulfillment and joy in your work. And so when you're in these survival states of stress, kind of like what I talked about before, fight, flight, freeze, our nervous system holds on to that patterning of what has worked in the past to help us cope with whatever's going on inside of us. So practically speaking, if you typically go more to like people pleasing or perfectionist tendencies, sometimes that shows up in your business and can actually block you from achieving that desire. Or if you have unworthiness patterns, you can get on all of these sales calls with potential clients, but then that potential client might unconsciously feel that energy of you not really owning the fact that you can help them. So there are all of these really subconscious blocks and these patterns from that are protecting us, right? Trying to keep us safe from the past that can bleed into this current timeline. Then that actually prevents you from being able to confidently own your brilliance and actually connect with people. Because think about it, if you're dissociating from yourself or you're numbing out or staying busy and you're overwhelmed and you're not connecting with yourself, when you go to connect with your audience, there's going to be something off. So we want to attune you to connect with yourself, to heal through some of these survival coping mechanisms like people pleasing, perfectionism, unworthiness, so that you can become more of who you really are. That's really what transformation is. It's becoming more of who you've always been. And, I think of a diamond, that I always have that, I don't have it with me, but that picture of that diamond, that we're all born with unique gifts, with our innate brilliance to be able to help the world in some way. And that's really my purpose here, is to ignite more healers to reveal your inner radiance of that diamond, that pure essence of who you came here to be, so that you can create a domino effect of healing in your community and in the world. And really that's my why. And it's because I've been through so much trauma and pain and suffering throughout my life that I am on fire to help other people to eliminate suffering, to be able to really own your gifts as a healer, as an entrepreneur, to create that domino effect in the world. So just a little bit of background if you're brand new to this community. I know that there are a bunch of new people that are coming on. So welcome. Please feel free at any point ask questions, comment. I'm going to go through some really powerful exercise, advanced tapping with you today to help you to clear some of these subconscious blocks that I'm talking about. So get excited. We're here. We're ready. I got a good night's sleep last night, so Lindsay was good to us. So I actually want to start with a closed eye process. So if you're, obviously if you're driving, then don't close your eyes. Make sure that you come back and watch the replay. But I want you to imagine these two scenarios. So closing your eyes with me and just imagining these two scenarios. The first scenario is, well, in both of them, you're going to be picturing a mountaintop. So I want you to imagine that you're going on a hike and that your desire is at the peak of this mountain. And in order to get up the mountain, there are two ways. There are two ways that you can go. So, closing your eyes with me here, the first way, I want you to imagine that you're carrying a really heavy backpack and you have like really heavy rocks in there. All of the things maybe that you think you need to get to the top. So, maybe those rocks represent like hard work and I need to force and push and strive, or I'm not good enough, so I need to prove myself. All of these rocks represent something else and they're really heavy in this backpack. So you're trying to climb this mountain. There's a really heavy backpack on you and you have no guide. So you're by yourself. You're like, I don't know where I'm going. You're trying to like figure out, which path to take. There's so many different paths. You don't know the terrain. You don't know what shoes to wear. So you're just coming across all sorts of crazy things like snakes. You hit a dead end. Your feet are getting tired. You're walking with this heavy backpack. And eventually, 4 hours later, you get to the top of this mountain, right? So that's the first scenario. Then the second scenario, I want you to imagine, so just wipe that slate clean from your mind. Imagine you're at the bottom of the hill again. And instead of carrying that backpack up the mountain, you release the backpack. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's so much easier to get up this mountain. You have a guide. Somebody, a coach, a mentor comes alongside you and is showing you, hey, don't go down that path. That has snakes and bugs and all sorts of crazy stuff and a dead end. Go this way. So you have somebody with you. And when it gets really hard, they're holding your hand. They're like, hey, come this way with me. You got this. You have a guide to help you navigate these shortcuts and the ability to experience more ease and flow. So instead of it taking 4 hours, it takes you a half hour to get up this mountain. Opening your eyes and then realizing how easy this journey gets to be. So many of us think that having a business has to be heavy and difficult and that we have to do it all ourselves, but we're not realizing that we're actually carrying around this extremely heavy backpack. I want you to just let that sink in. So all of these subconscious, the patterns, the program, the unworthiness that we might be experiencing, or shame that we're carrying on, that we're holding on to, that we haven't released, that is preventing your true essence from shining. And so it's going to feel really difficult to be consistent in your business, to show up and shine consistently and confidently as your true self, because you have this heavy backpack on. And let me know if you can be like amen or resonate. Yes, I get that, because and I'm still working through a lot of these things myself, but it's allowed to be easier. So what backpack are you still hanging on to? What are you punishing yourself over? Maybe you had done something in the past or had something that you felt guilty over. What can you release so that your path can be a lot smoother, operating from flow and ease rather than force and fear? So what changes on the inside will be reflected in your business. So that's why we do the inner work. And you'll always hear me go back to, you can have all the strategy in the world. You could have the freaking blueprint for how to make $1 million, right? And a lot of people tout that and they sell that. And what I really want to point you back to is that inner journey. Because what shifts on the outside, on the inside, will automatically allow things to be easier and flow in your business on the outside. So I want to encourage you that if you're watching this with me, if you're listening, that you are absolutely on the right track, that there is no coincidence that you're watching this video with me, because something is guiding you to and beckoning you to have it be easier. Because in reality, 95% of our thoughts, of our emotions, of the things that we experience on a weekly basis are based upon the first 7 years of life. So if we're wanting this goal, and that the 5% of our conscious mind is like, I want more clients, of course I want success. But the 95% of us, that's been shown from past experiences, that it's not safe to shine as our true self, or it's not safe to have excess money in the bank, so we automatically spend it, or we like shine really bright in our business for a little bit and then it's like, oh, that's not safe, right? This kind of like feast famine cycle. There's all sorts of different ways that these subconscious blocks show up and actually prevent you from having success or impacting your audience or doing the damn thing and writing that book, whatever that is for you, that is that desire. So I want to hear in the comments, even if you're watching in on the replay, what is it that you are wanting right now? What is that desire at the top of the mountain for you? Is it, I want to write a book? Is it, I want to reach 10K months? And own that. Like, don't be afraid to own it in this group. Hello, Miss Katie. I see a bunch of people joining here with me. So ultimately, I want to ask you this question. What if it could be easier? What if scaling your profitable business without overwhelm or burnout can be easier? And the thing that, I'm going to go into our practice here in a minute, but I want to just kind of give you context, as I know so many of you are type A, logical pharmacists, brain. And even if you're not, I'm sure this will help provide context for you. The fact that this isn't just woo woo that I'm talking about, but your energy, you're always broadcasting. Your energy is always broadcasting based upon your thoughts, your emotions, your subconscious beliefs. So even if you're saying, again, like, I want more clients, of course I do, there can be some of these blocks in the background and these blind spots that you're not seeing for yourself that are blocking you from actually experiencing that desire. So your thoughts and your emotions and your feelings create this electromagnetic field around your energy. So the thoughts are the electron, the feelings are the magnet, and the thoughts and feelings electromagnetic. It creates your aura that is always pulling in things that, confirm your subconscious beliefs. So if you don't believe that you are worthy of having wild success because you saw your parents struggle, or all of the thousands of other things that can be, potentially in your belief system, it's going to be like that first path, right? Where it's like that heavy backpack, the forcing, the striving, the working really hard, but you're not seeing results. So oftentimes, if you're seeing a pattern in your life that's repeating over and over again, it's often pointing to a subconscious block you can't see for yourself. And again, we want to bring compassion to this because it's all trying to protect you, right? The body is always trying to keep us safe. So all of these different protective patterns are trying to protect us, to keep us alive, but it's sabotaging different parts of your life. And maybe this for you is showing up in your business or your relationships or some other part of your life. And so we want to just look at it with compassion, right? Because I have been there. I mean, I have had eating disorders and dated narcissistic men, and like my brother has said to me before, like years ago, he's like, you make the worst decisions, because I had so much guilt and shame over things that I had done in the past and my eating disorder, and really the essence of how sensitive I was. I grew up really being shamed for being so sensitive. And so I had to work through a lot of these layers of healing to be able to shine as I truly am now, to show up in this way with you 12 years later. And I'm still a work in progress. So don't let me fool you. I am still, relying on coaches and mentors and people to witness me in my protective patterns. So what we want to go through today is, it's called advanced tapping. So we're going to go through this exercise, and I encourage you to really be present with this. So if you're experiencing, kind of what I just talked about, some blocks around maybe being seen in your business, or truly owning your gifts and your power, or being able to charge what you're worth, you can kind of insert these different things into this script that I'm going to be sharing with you here, to allow some of these subconscious patterns to be cleared. So tapping works on the meridian system of your body. So it's the energetic subconscious, and essentially what we're doing is we're tapping through some of these on some of these points. Like acupuncture actually, works on a lot of these points too that we're going to be going through, but obviously it's less invasive than acupuncture. There's no needles involved. But what this does is it allows these blocks to start to be cleared and to bring this to our awareness to neutralize some of these fears. A lot of what holds us back in our business is really comes down to fear. Fear of being seen, fear of shining, fear of being judged or ridiculed or comparing ourselves to other people. There's so many different ways it shows up. So if you think about it, your desire has a certain level of energy to it. So let's just use money as an example. Say that you want to reach $10,000 months in your business. Money is energy. So if you don't match the energy of that belief, it's like think of tuning a radio station to the right station of like Z100. I remember back in Long Island, it was 100.3. If you're not attuning to that level of energy, because you're holding on to this heavy backpack, like I talked about before, so that could be trauma, shame, guilt, fear, undigested emotions, undigested trauma, or these protective patterns, then you're not going to be attuning and becoming an energetic match for that desire. So your desire needs to match your level of deservingness. This came through to me as a download the other day. Your desire needs to match your level of deservingness. If you don't believe you're worthy of having that desire, or that you can actually coach people and be successful, as an example, it's not going to line up, right? And so there's going to be kind of like a swing and a miss. I that's what just came to my mind's eye. Like, you're going up to bat, and you're trying to hit this target, but you keep missing. That's what's happening with these subconscious beliefs. So that's what we're going to be working on now. Moving into the next part of this Facebook Live is realizing that your body's always going to go back to what's familiar. So we want to start attuning your subconscious beliefs to match that level of desire. So as an example, I'm just going to go through some different things that are typical blocks for a lot of the clients that I serve, and we're just going to go through that together. So have a glass of water. Whenever we're doing some of this clearing work, it takes a lot of energy. So make sure that you'll probably find that you yawn too sometimes. Like I know I'm probably going to yawn whenever I start tapping, because it's a release of energy. And so you always want to have water. You want to really take it easy any day that you're doing any of this clearing work. And this is just really a surface level taste of some of the deeper work that I do with my clients. I'm going to be talking about something that I'm super excited about after this, on how you can start to work with me so that we can go deeper on clearing these subconscious blocks, so that you show up and shine in your business, so that you're attuning to that desire of what you have and of what you're wanting, so that it gets to be easier for you. And instead of spending a year trying to do this all on your own, it takes you 2 weeks, a month, a lot less time. So that's the benefit of hiring a coach, is really accelerating that path and not having to do it by yourself, because having somebody who's walked the terrain before is so much easier. Okay, so let's go through this together, and just letting go, being here now. Like I said, if you're driving, don't don't be doing this while you're driving, because you're going to need both hands. Okay, and you're just going to follow along with me. You can either repeat it or just absorb, just listen for the first time, and you can always come back to this. So even though there's a part of me that can't expect to surrender my resistance, and again, you can repeat after me if you want. If not, just listen and come back to it. Even though there's a part of me that can't expect to surrender my resistance, to believe that I can shine in my true essence, be wildly successful, and scale my business, because I'm afraid to fail, or for others to not take me seriously. I'm worried people won't choose me if I put myself out there. These are just common beliefs. I'm already moving energy. I can feel it. I don't know if I can do this, if I have the knowledge to share, if I'm good enough. right? That's a common one. And I deeply and completely accept myself. We're going to keep tapping on this. This is the karate chop point. Even though there's a part of me that can't expect to surrender my resistance and feel safe to be vulnerable with my audience, to be real, raw and real with my audience, to share my story. Because when I've shared openly, I've been bullied. That's a really common one. When you've shared something, maybe you feel like I need to protect myself. I'm afraid if I tell my truth, speak my truth, I'll be criticized, judged, or people will talk about me. Maybe people won't like me. If I'm too vulnerable, something bad will happen. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Back of the neck, when the truth is, and then you're just, again, tapping with the two fingers, when the truth is, all I have to do is acknowledge that this is all part of my belief system, right? All of the things that we just talked about. Top of the head. And by doing so, I allow the space for something to change. Top of the eyebrows. I wonder what it might feel like. You could even do two. To feel safe to share courageously and authentically from my heart. Side of the eyes. I wonder what it might feel like to know that I can use discernment and trust myself and my intuition. My voice matters. This is a big one. My voice matters. I matter. Under the nose, I see and choose myself. So not needing other people to choose me, I choose myself. I validate myself. I accept myself. It's completely safe for me to own my gifts, my story, and to share it with others. This is the heart meridian. So for every time I felt I needed to control something to protect myself, to be safe, we're going to do a Ho'oponopono prayer. So forgiving ourselves. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Let's do this one again because this is big. For every time I felt I needed to control something in my life, whether it's food, alcohol, people, situations, outcomes, every time I felt I needed to control something to protect myself, so I felt safe. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So now we're going to do on the fingers. It's safe to be me. It's completely safe to be me. So we're just tapping on the pinky here. We're going to actually skip the ring finger and we're going to go right to this middle finger. It's safe for me to share my gifts. It's safe for me to communicate my brilliance. I tune into my body and learn to trust it, to trust my intuition. I'm going to tap on I think I did it the opposite, but that's okay. We're supposed to start with the thumb. I surrender. All right, I surrender the need to control. I trust myself. I love myself. Okay, so then we're going to just go like this for a second. And then what you're going to do is we're going to do some EMDR as well. So look ahead, close your eyes, open your eyes, look down to the right, look straight ahead, look down to the left, look straight ahead. We're going to circle our eyes clockwise, then counterclockwise. And then we're going to do one more tapping, closing your eyes, tapping on that karate chop point, counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. So just letting that energy settle for a minute, stretching, taking a drink of your water, and just really celebrating yourself that you went through that you took the time out of your day to care for yourself, to connect with yourself. How often do we do that? So taking just a sip of water and allowing yourself to come back to the room, to be present here, and seeing what shifts for you. So let me know in the comments. It's normal to feel nothing, to feel just neutral, like, Okay, I feel good. If you feel a little bit tired, if you yawned, if you had a burp, like whatever, and that's energy moving. So we want to be attuning with how did that make me feel, and it's okay if you know felt neutral about it as well. So this is one example of a transformational technique that is going to help you shift these subconscious beliefs so that you're attuning to that desire of allowing this path for you to be easier, just a piece. Oh, I love that. Oh, beautiful. Relaxed. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Christy. I love that you're here. Welcome. I love, yeah, Christy has 5 kids. I can't believe it. And a very cute doggy. So shout out to you. I have one and I'm like, oh my God. I'm sure it'll get easier or harder. I don't know. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, like wait till the next phase." I'm like, "Oh, we're just taking it day by day." So this is one example, this EFT tapping of what will shift and elevate your frequency to allow this path to be easier for you to scale your business. And like I said, so many people, and there's nothing wrong with this. They're like, "Oh, I need to work on my marketing or I need to hire a coach to help me like figure out my business." That's helpful, but unless you're doing this inner work, again, you can have the blueprint, you can have all the things, but this is the needle mover that drives your target to be able to say, not only to get to that goal but to also believe it, right? So if you say whatever you're saying after the words I am, that is what's dictating your business and your success. So we really want to be looking at some of these deeper patterns, like I said, protective patterns, nervous system work, looking at some of these inner child parts of us that are like anxiety, if that's showing up for you in your business. I know that's how it shows up for me, and so I need to attune with that inner child part to be able to allow that reactivity to dissipate so that I can actually move forward in my business. And I feel like I see time and time again so many people get stuck on that without realizing it. They're like, "Oh, like I just need a business coach or I need, a marketing person." Yes, absolutely. But if you don't believe that you're worthy of success or that level of deservingness doesn't match the desire, it's going to be like throwing darts in the dark. Like, hope this works, hope this works. So really having that inner part, the inner work and the intuitive business strategy, which is what I love, and God has gifted me with that to be able to really look at somebody. I've been doing this coaching for 12 years, and I can look at someone and identify within 5 minutes, okay, this is the block, this is what we need to work on in order to really help you show up and shine and call in really more confidence, clients, and cash flow. So, this is the opportunity that I'm so excited to open up again. I have not coached in a while because I've been on maternity leave, but I am opening up a couple of spots for my Queen Unlocked program, which traditionally sells out within 48 hours. And this is a one on one deep dive 4-month journey with me in your back pocket to help you attune to this frequency of your desire. So if you're wanting consistent cash flow and that's not happening for you right now, that's what we're going to work on. So both this subconscious programming, nervous system work, intuitive business strategy, to essentially help you operate from your highest self and bring that to your business so that you're showing up with unshakable confidence. Imagine if you, no matter what room you walked into or what Facebook Live you came onto or whatever client you were talking to, potential client, you had unshakable confidence, the power that would come from that. And I want you to remember that you are powerful, that when you plug into your divine source, there is nothing you can't accomplish. You can do absolutely anything. And that's what I want you to walk away with, if anything, from this Facebook Live, is knowing that you don't have to stay stuck, that there is hope in healing, that you don't have to stay behind your computer day after day saying, "Oh my gosh, I wish, that it could be easier." Let me help you, right? If you've been drawn to me, if you've been saying, "Christina, I want to work with you," which I've had probably 15 people in the last couple of months reach out, and I'm just going to tag everybody in this group so that everybody gets to see this. But if you have been drawn to work with me, there is a reason, right? There is a frequency, a connection, an energetic alignment that has brought you to this video, that has had you go through this entire process. And so I encourage you to follow your gut, to follow your intuition, and feel free to ask me questions. I know that sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating to reach out, but I am here with you. Trust me, I have experienced every and all blocks, people pleasing, perfectionism, unworthiness, all of the things. I am not perfect whatsoever. I am here as an ally, as a loving mentor to help guide you to becoming more of who you really are. And I'm getting chills as on my leg as I'm saying this, because I really want you to know that it can be easier for you, and that I am here as a support to help you, to be of service. So if Queen Unlocked is like a hell yes for you, DM me with the word queen and we'll just talk, right? Well, there's no pressure. I'll just say, hey, like, what's going on in your business? We can talk and chat. I'm happy to help you. And like I said, 2 spots are opening for late April, early May. We're going to start at that point, and we're going to be doing deep dive one-on-one sessions. You'll get all the session recordings. I give you access to all of this separate transformational material that I don't share anywhere else. So you'll get a lot of different bonuses. I have actually special pricing to like maternity pricing as I come out of maternity leave. So if that is something that's really calling to you, just reach out and we can have a conversation. So either way, I am cheering you on in your business. However I can support you. Please let me know. I'm going to be showing up more in this Facebook group, and I'm just sending you so much love. Have a great Monday. Reach out. I am here to support you, and thank you for sharing in my joy as I welcome in my precious baby girl, Lindsay. All right, everybody.